We find ourselves in a massive enclosed space where buildings are in disrepair dot the landscape. The once fine city that existed here under a great dome's protection now in ruins long past. The bard walks through the streets, taking in the sights, a somber expression on his face. He passes a large hub where extraplanar portals used to run day and night. Now quiet, nothing but the rats showing any sign of life. He sighs heavily, placing his hand on a nearby wall, ancient graffiti long since legible, marking it in a familiar script to the bard. "I thought I would find you here, Lucian," calls a woman's voice. The bard turns with a half-hearted smile to meet the gaze of the grave tender, dressed in all black, simple, elegant. "Hello, Lialia. Don't suppose you made your way all the way out here just for me, did you, my friend?" "I did, actually. I believe you're running late. You've started gathering at the tavern already." "I know." Bard turns, striding forward to an overlook, its views providing sight all the way across the enclosed city ruins. The gravetender makes her way over and leans on the wall next to the bard. "Can't keep doing this to yourself, Lou. Can't keep coming back here. Wasn't your fault." "Maybe. But I at least owe them a visit. For their sake, I can't forget what happened here." An extended silence follows, both of the storytellers looking out over the once great hub. "How about a story? I can't seem to remember what happens next in your Nyrverold tale." Bard rolls his eyes. "I know just what you're trying to goad me into. Just want me to feel better. You know this story as well as I do. You know this story as well as I do. I mean, at a minimum, you at least need a warm-up before returning to the tavern." "Fine. A story, then." The bard reaches behind him, materializing an instrument that he pulls out and begins to strum on it, overlooking the ruined city. Magic fills the air as a cold presence sweeps into the space around them. We find ourselves in the city of Frostwind. The aftermath of the previous day's events sit heavy. The mysterious assassin, the murder of the Jarl, it all weighs on you. It's a few days that you take to rest, come to terms with what's happened, and not too long from then, Brynja arrives to tell you goodbye before her and Reese set off on their travel. Reese never comes. Following that, you're left just the three of you, alone in a quiet tavern. What do you do next?
Ow, sorry. I don't. Jeez. It's just been a minute.
I'm gonna take a walk.
Okay. You leave the tavern. Which direction are you heading?
I want to move towards the ocean.
Okay.
For no reason, I just...
You find your way through the city streets, slowly and cautiously as the cold morning sits heavy and you can see your breath in the air. It doesn't take long before eventually you hear the crashing of the waves and the slosh of large chunks of ice as they slam up against the shore.
What is the general temperature of the town, like the vibes of the town, aside from fuck-ass cold, obviously.
It is very, very cold. The town itself is kind of still in shock at the moment. The city had previously been under immense strife. At the time, they thought was purely due to the bandits that were plaguing the area. As you've come to find out, it ran a lot deeper than that. Corruption all the way up to the steward who was employing these bandits to keep the entire hold in strife so that he could have an iron grip and make more money for his own finances. Coming to terms with the steward's betrayal, how many of the town guards sided with him, and then losing their Jarl that they've had for decades. It's somber.
I changed my mind. I would like to go back to the dungeon.
Okay. You make your way to the large ice keep, and crossing the bridge, the guards recognize you and let you in. Eventually, you find your way down to the dungeon.
Kilgrove?
Nowhere.
I just want to sit in front of his old cell for a minute.
Okay. You sit there, the door still propped open from when you originally let Kilgrove out following the murder. Seems that in the time since then, the guards haven't had the want or need to come down here.
I say aloud, I don't know what to do. This was all so clear to me a few months ago. What'd you do, Dad? Maybe Reese was right. I just sit there for a while.
Okay. Reyna, Kragg, while Morgan's doing this.
Remind me, pretty much the entire fight took place at the keep.
Yes.
Right? The damage is pretty much mostly contained to that. There's not... Is there any other, like, property damage? Collateral damage?
No, there is not. Outside of just the aftermath of Kilgrove putting the city into poverty.
Yeah.
There's a lot of buildings in disrepair, a lot of people on the streets. As a reminder, Reyna, since it has been a while, the name on your arm, while the fresh wound has healed and there's no longer leaking blood, it is still there.
It's still there. And if I scroll back far enough in the chat, I'll find it. Oh, wait. I don't remember if it was specifically in the Nyrverold.
It is. Jorun.
Yeah, I was like, I'll find it.
Kragg?
I don't suppose this person is in the town.
You would have to do some investigating.
Okay. I'm not gonna do that right now. We're still processing one thing at a time.
Absolutely.
Can Jorun please return to the front checkout counter? I think I have some.
That really worked with the doorbell, I just heard.
Yeah, it really did.
Perfect. You said like most of the town is in like poverty?
Yes. Yeah. It's been pretty much that way since you first arrived here. A lot of people just seem to have been ejected from their homes. A lot of places have fallen into disrepair, almost unlivable in the space that once used to be nice houses and other shelters of that kind.
I think Kragg might want to try and gather like as many of like impoverished people as possible and get like a big meal going for them.
Okay. How would you like to acquire the ingredients for the big meal?
I can help. I can go hunt if you need me to.
Yeah, I was about to say, Reyna, how you feeling about treating some people who've been in a bad place for time? Something good for once.
I think that is a great idea. How much do you need? Are we feeding the entire town, or?
It would be pretty hard to feed the entire city. It is
Okay.
not a small
Just try and get-
population.
That's why I was asking.
I guess just like maybe me and you go hunting. More if Morgan wants to join us too, but just get as much as we can for the night and set up a feast.
I think that would be good. And tomorrow we can maybe, you're the forge expert here, maybe we can at least start to help put some of these houses back together.
My exact thoughts.
All right. Morgan, is there anything you wanted to do following your time in the dungeon? Or do you think you'd eventually make your way back and join up with them?
I'd make my way back. Yeah, I just kind of listless, very in my own mind.
Yeah. Eventually, Morgan stumbles back in. I presume you kind of.
We fill them in on the plan, and
Mhm.
if you would like to join us,
I'd like to. How?
excellent.
So can they just not afford to fix their houses?
It's a little more complicated than that, but hopefully now it will be less complicated.
Complicated how?
We've taken care of the main problem, I think. Getting rid of Kilgrove.
Killed.
So
Then how about a fire? I cast Galan and I make a nice ball of fire in the air, and I just find a place to put it.
Okay, sure. I presume, are you wanting to do like a larger like bonfire, or do you want to just like a cooking
well,
fire?
we're going to need a pretty big fire to cook
How
up
how
our
many
food.
people are we talking right now? Because honestly, I'm in a position where if you guys want to handle the gathering of food, I could triage the fuck out of these townspeople. Like their asses will be triaged.
Yeah, I feel like there might be one or two people in this town who could probably help us hunt as well.
Oh yeah.
They've all been foraging for their own food, so you might want to gather a whole party.
Yeah. I can confidently say like my boys, they know how to hunt.
Yes.
We grew up on the move, so they're very accomplished hunters.
I can make some tea. I don't know if that's helpful.
as
See,
long as you
considering-
promise to not make
That
any of
sounds
it
like-
grow in someone's stomach.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds like a threat now.
What? No, I just like the roots. I think they're tasty. But if that's not your thing, I could do something else. I saw some really pretty flowers that I think might taste good.
Tea's fine.
That might have been a
Yes.
hemlock.
Well, tea supposedly helps to calm the nerves, yes? I think that would be helpful.
I begin. How many people are we talking about right now?
Depends. How ambitious are you, Reyna and Kragg?
If we have the two of us, Einar, Vidar, and then plus a couple other people, I feel like we could easily get, like, feed, like...
Tell you what, how about one of you make me a persuasion roll with a +1? See how
Kragg, you
many
wanna do that?
see how many you can recruit to assist with hunting.
Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it. I have
But,
decent
like, my
persuasion.
persuasion's not great. It's
What's
not
your
terrible, but
persuasion
it's
at?
not...
I wonder if it's worse than mine.
You may have to remind me how to do this.
Because mine's sitting at
Okay.
a D6.
Same.
Yeah, it didn't
But-
explode, but it's a 6.
Okay.
But with my hindrances, I have a -2. So I have a d6 -2 persuasion.
How are you less persuasive than me? Oh, whatever.
Okay. Even if we factored in that -2 to Kragg's roll, it'd still be a success. I'd say you get a good half dozen or so capable hunters that are willing to help.
Okay.
Einar is more than excited to help and willing to come along. But the newly designated steward very much wants to come, but is stuck behind a desk right now.
No! Okay, that's fair. That's alright.
Well, I mean, what are we talking around here? Like elk? Or
Oh yeah,
like,
elk,
are we just
deer.
catching rabbits? Or
It depends. So in this area, it's not very highly wooded this far north. It's a lot of
Yeah.
like open, like tundra, foothills, things like that. You're right along the coast as well. One of the major exports of the city that it depends on is whaling. But I would imagine whaling is not within your hunting purview.
No.
actually, just
Hey, if we get a couple though, we're like, hey, if we want to send maybe a...
Please not kill cute animals, please.
So you're mostly looking at like
Since they probably...
deer and rabbits.
Okay. I was like, well, if we have a few, since we are close to the coast, if we have a few people who can fish, not necessarily whaling, but
Yeah.
if we can maybe send some of our party out to the coast, and if we have a few fishers there, they could help with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
a little bit of surf and turf. I'm all for it.
Hell yeah!
All right.
Fancy up in this bitch.
So we'll say there's a total. Say you acquire a few others that are fishermen that are more keen to help rather than hunters as well. So I'll say overall, including yourselves and Einar, there are 12 of you right now dedicated to this
Okay.
this attempt to help feed some of the impoverished. So if I could ask you each to roll 6d6
Okay.
and
I
tell
am
me.
not hunting.
Yes. This
Okay,
is
cool.
just for Kragg and Reyna. And
Okay.
just tell me how many of them are at or above a 4.
Okay.
Three are above 4.
Okay.
Also 3.
Also 3. Okay. Over the course of the day, the fishermen and the hunting parties combined probably carry in a good amount of food to be able to feed, I'd say at least 150 or so.
Hell yeah.
You know, they're not going to be like very like belly filling meals,
Yeah.
but it's a
But
lot more than they
it'll
probably
be
More than they've had.
Yes.
Yeah, more than they had, and they will not starve.
Okay, and Morgan. While they're out hunting, you've gotten a fire going, yes?
Yes.
Okay, and then you're starting to
I-
make just like some tea just for the general event.
So I am going to. I don't even know how. I don't even know how many PowerPoints. I'm just gonna put all 15 of the motherfucking things on the line for this. Okay. I want to cast Galan, and I want to cast it with 3 extra power points, so the volume of things I can control is tripled.
Okay.
I am going to make sure that there are multiple fires, enough to warm everybody. I want to gather snow and bring it into a cauldron. If anyone has a cauldron for me,
I can make one.
hold on, I'll just go make a cauldron real quick. Get fill it with cauldron, and I am gonna make like because there's plenty of plants around. I do think I could make like soup, like some poor man's soup.
Yeah.
But obviously that's just
Sure.
appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do my best to create a big environment where they all feel more comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have you first is spellcasting your casting skill? Or is it occult?
I have mine spellcast.
Spellcasting? Okay,
Spellcast.
can you make a spellcasting roll for me, please?
Gladly. Where are you? Where are you, my little D12? There you are. 6.
6. Okay. That is success. You begin to get the fires going with your magic, being able to heat up these large spaces where you find openings kind of in like courtyards and places that used to be like market spaces, beginning to set up bonfires for people to come around and stay warm for the day.
In order to control these elements, I am basically loudly incanting the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
Fair warning.
Yeah, it definitely draws some strange glances, I will say.
Well, I keep going.
Okay.
By the time my friends return, I will be over a cauldron with an oversized spoon, basically singing to myself while I'm.
Okay, so you all eventually meet back up, bringing in your bounties from the hunt and fishing, Morgan's bonfires set around the city. So I'm going to start with giving you a bonus of +7. That's 3, 3, and 1 for each of those successes on the hunting, fishing, and spellcasting. And then Reyna for your the distrusted what's it called? Hindrance. Thank you.
My outsider.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
For the outsider hindrance, I'm going to take -2 away. And then Morgan, as part of the like strange witch incanting all the way around the village, I'm also going to take another -2 away. So could I have one of you make me a generic persuasion roll with +3?
Ooh.
I can do it.
Yeah, he's probably the best one to do this.
Yeah, he's probably the best one to do this.
Oh. Oh.
It's a 6.
It's a 6. It takes a little time for people to start coming around. Initially, it's the desperate that first start to show up at the bonfires. Those who are just completely down and out, no real warm clothes to keep them alive for very long. They flock to the fires very fast, but eventually, as you start to cut up your meats, put them on the flames, beginning to cook. The brew in the cauldron begins to go. The smells start to kind of float out through the city. Each of you making your way around, kind of slowly convincing people to come and join by the bonfires and partake in the feast. You begin to get a large gathering coming in as the food begins to finish and starts getting passed out. What was initially skepticism turns into appreciation. The looks on their faces brightening as you come by and hand them small bowls with cooked meats and bread, and a cup of warm tea.
As the first couple people start trickling in, and I notice they're like the most desperate, like cold people. Can I want to ask around to see if there's any like leather workers or like just like people who make clothes, because we probably have a bunch of furs and stuff from hunting.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, point.
That is a good point. Give me 1 second. They all point you over towards the whiteout survival store. It's kind of off towards the outskirts of town, but they generally kind of tell you that the owner there does a lot of work with furs and creating coats and other general sort of equipment to help survive this harsh environment.
Oh, walk in or try and find the owner.
It's not hard. You make your way to the Whiteout Survival Store. It's a fairly modest shack. The roof frozen over in ice. A small wooden sign out front that has Whiteout on it. Entering inside, you see all plethora of survival items and tools. Backpacks, knives, bows, plenty of furs, campfire kits, basically anything you can think of that you'd need to survive. Behind the counter is this large tabaxi with these snow leopard patterns covering their entire body. Welcome in. What can I do for you?
Hi, Kragg Bootmall. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Kragg.
So me and a bunch of other people from the town all went out and hunted. I don't know if you noticed, there's a big gathering out there. We're feeding a lot of people who kind of need it right now, and I can't help but notice, but a lot of them don't have much in terms of clothing. But we just hunted bunch of deer, bunch of rabbits, and everything, and I was just, can we give you the hide? And can you please help some of these people? Give them some clothes so they don't freeze to death. And I'll pay you. I don't care how much it is.
Make me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, explosion.
Ooh!
Let's go.
That's a 11.
Woo.
The coacher kind of rubs their chin. That was you with the fires outside. Yes, very well. Hand me the leathers and the furs. I'll do what I can to help. No charge.
Are you sure?
Of course. With what this city has been through, it would do them good to see some kindness.
Thank you.
Just be sure to come back and shop sometime, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, I will. But I also want to give you this, and then he's gonna pull out just like a small little bag and put 200 gold into it and close it up and just put it there. If anybody comes to you, needs a meal, needs anything, whatever it is, pay for it. On me.
He looks down. You are a very kind man, Kragg Brutmal. I shall remember your face.
Thank you.
He nods.
You're a good man, Charlie Brown.
All right, I'll have him wheel in the furs and everything. But thank you so much again. Should get back out there.
You do so. You make your way out, and all the furs get delivered. And you continue with your day, all three of you helping people. It's a nice change. It feels good from the last few weeks of constant chase, constant murder, constant fighting.
I do try and hang back just a little bit, have these two be more upfront, and then he's gonna hate me for this, but I absolutely make certain that Einar is like front and center, helping as many people as like make sure he is seen, helping out, handing out food, all this stuff. He's gonna hate me for it.
Oh yeah,
But-
there's a lot of resistance at first. Just like, what do you mean? I don't want to be out there.
I know. Trust me. It is. Trust me, okay? You are potentially going to be the Jarl. The people need to see you out here. That they need to see that they can trust you.
You're right, of course. Fine.
Thank you.
He nods and gives you a kiss on the cheek before heading off to the front of the line.
Like I said, I will be around, but I'll. They can be in the spotlight.
Is there anything else specific that you wish to accomplish for the day? It is starting to the sun's starting to get a little bit low on the horizon as you kind of come to a close with finishing up your meals. The first set of some of the furs begin to get delivered a couple hours after you went and talked to the Tabaxi Kragg. But is there anything else for today, at least?
I think so.
Nah, this was good.
No.
All right. Eventually, the crowd kind of dies down as some stay back near the fires until the fire is well passed out late into the night. Others just disperse off into the city to find shelter to hunker down. Many of them with new leathers and furs and blankets in tow. You return to your rooms at the tavern where eventually night falls. Anything for the night that you wish to accomplish?
Oh.
All right. Morning eventually comes. You find yourselves stepping out of the tavern the next day to a city. While physically it's not in a much better shape emotionally, there's been a bit of an uplift. A lot more people seem content, a bit of hope gleaming in their eyes. Some of the homeless that are still out on the streets now much warmer, no longer shivering in the cold, huddled up next to each other, now with warm blankets that they wrap over themselves. And as you take in this observation, you do see one of the guards of the hold make their way over to you. Good morning. Vidar has requested your presence at the keep.
Let them know we will be there momentarily.
Nods and heads away.
Alright, well. You boys ready? Awake?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's go.
You all make your way to the keep. Eventually crossing inside, one of the guards escorts you off to the side chambers of the steward. And as you enter, you initially are shocked by the sight you see. Outside the keep itself, as you come in, you see a massive wagon that wasn't there the other day, a large tarp over it. Can I have all of you make me spot rolls?
Notice.
Yes, sorry, notice. Thinking about Call of Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was like, I knew what you meant, cause call.
Yeah. I run too many game
It's a
systems,
10.
damn it. It all blurs
How
together.
dare you not? How dare you not keep all these intricate game systems?
I'm just gonna start calling it a look roll.
Honestly.
5, 10.
Jesus Christ.
I
Nothing
Kragg.
gets past Kragg.
You do notice just barely under the tarp, in the light of the morning, you catch a slight glint of what appears to be a mound of gold under the tarp.
Just this random cart
Oh yes,
that we
there
haven't
is-
seen.
Yes, there is about 5 guards
Morgan?
outside of it. They don't appear to be wearing the Shattershore Hold guard uniform. Instead, they appear to be dressed very finely with this very angular armor that is not too dissimilar from the armor that you saw the guards at the Morrow Estate wearing.
Oh shit.
I'll like nudge the two of them and point them at the cart and be like, "Looks like we have somebody important here."
Son of a bitch.
Morgan died.
Morgan dead. Deceased. Well, Julian's gotta roll a new character.
Please continue.
You make your way inside, being escorted by the guard over to the steward's chambers, and as you enter, sure enough, you see on one side of the table Vidar, one side of the head shaved, the other long black hair running down to about the chin. And across the table from Vidar, you see in her wheelchair, blanket over her legs, jet black hair pulled back in a perfect bun, Theory Morrow.
Fuck.
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
I was gonna say, hey Morgan, how you feel about how your last conversation with her went right now?
No, I feel pretty good. I feel like we like set some good boundaries here, some high expectations.
She's in mid-conversation
Oh,
with
fuck.
Vidar, and upon hearing the door open, she stops, glances over her shoulder, sees it's just you, and immediately turns back and continues her conversation with Vidar.
Cool.
Great, fantastic.
Their conversation comes
I
to
could
an
not
end.
have gone better.
Their conversation comes to an end shortly after, and Vidar motions the three of you in.
Yep.
I take it the three of you have met Miss Morrow before, yes? And she
Yes.
turns. Yes, we are familiar. Great. Lady Morrow, as she shoots him like this sharp, icy look. Lady Morrow has decided to perform an act of kindness, so it was. And she
Sus, but okay.
she
Continue.
sighs and turns. Kilgrove owed me a lot of money for a very long time. Initially, he was making minimum payments, but then out of the blue, he began to pay me nearly quadruple what his minimum was. I found it suspicious at first, but money is money. After learning what happened with Kilgrove and the reasons behind his payment increase, I thought it fortuitous to bring back the money that he had stolen from this hold, redistributed, as it were. And she turns and picks up a page. Minimum payments for the last 3 years, of course, I have kept. That has been roughly about 100 gold a month. But on top of that, let's see. I believe you'll find well into a couple thousand gold in the wagon outside of money he had stolen from this hold.
What's the catch?
The
There is no catch, Kragg. Stealing money from the economy that you yourself are working in is not a good business practice.
Something tells me that your family doesn't do acts of kindness very often.
I suppose you could say that. We do what's best for the family. I do what's best for the family. But it is a simple fact that if I were to keep this money, the hold would stay in poverty, trade would diminish, and ultimately the people here would die. With
And you
this
have
money
no
in
more
return,
slave labor.
oh, it's not slave labor, Kragg. We pay our people. I would not like to rehash what my brother did in Stillview, overextending himself with the funding I gave him to pay his people properly. Regardless, this money is intended to be returned to the community so that it can see itself back to the state it was in prior. A community that is well-funded and happy is a prosperous community and a profitable one.
So then why are we here? I look to Vidar. Why
Well,
did you need us?
I called you here because I am going to need some help. Once I have completed this transfer of the gold with Lady Morrow, I will need your assistance in redistributing this wealth, as it were.
Ah,
And Lady Morrow nods. Yes, of course. Once you sign, I believe we do have some other business to discuss regarding contracts on trade that the previous stewards, not just Kilgrove, had in place. I would like to see some of them withheld, but we can converse on which ones are beneficial to you and which ones aren't, and renegotiate as necessary. And Vidar nods. Sure. And he signs the contract for gold and hands it back over to Lady Morrow. If you would like to wait outside, Lady Morrow, I'm sure the guard will escort you to one of the rooms of the keep where you can wait in comfort while we discuss what to do with this generous return of the hold's money. She nods. Indeed. And she gives you all a glance individually before she wheels herself out. One of the guards following her. Vidar kind of, that was unexpected.
to say the least. Listen, I do not trust her, not for a second, but Frostwind would be better off with this.
I don't think there's any strings attached. The Morrows are crafty, but I don't think she's a liar.
You'll owe her after this.
For what?
The return of gold? Putting a city back on the map? You'll owe her.
Maybe. Maybe she'll owe me. I could have declined. Then what she said could have happened would have happened. I can make that argument. I don't know. You very well could be right, but Reyna, she's right. Shattershore needs this money right now.
As much as I hate to admit it, he's right.
What did he sign? Is it still here?
No, she took it with her. Anyways, I have a couple ideas on how we can use this. I'm open to others, but a few of the things that initially came to mind, there's a lot of great halls around the city that have fallen into disrepair and aren't being used anymore. I think we could take some of this money and offer to purchase the great halls off of the current property owners. We could then use some additional funding to repair them and convert them into shelters for the homeless. Following that, I think it would be prudent to perhaps get together some additional equipment for our whalers, get them back out on the seas, get the city profitable again. They'll need a lot more harpoons. He kind of looks to you, Kragg, when he says that. Of course, eventually we'll need to either repair, demolish, or rebuild many of the homes around the city that are past saving at this point, but that'll take quite some time. Eventually that'll give those that don't have a home, homes.
Odin,
Yes.
let's talk numbers. How many homes, roughly, are in such a state of disrepair that cannot be lived in?
There's a good couple hundred around the city.
What are they made of?
It varies. The ones in the largest states of disrepair that would likely require full demolition and rebuild are wood. There are stone ones, however, that would just need a little bit of a touch-up, some repair on like the doors, the framework, the roofing.
And how much would one of these shelters he wanted to make, how much do those locations generally cost?
It's really the current owner's choice, depending on the size of the Great Hall, the current state it's in, how emotionally connected they are to it. It could run anywhere from 200 all the way up to 600-700.
And how many of them are there?
There are, Vidar pulls out a ledger. There are currently 5 great halls around Frostwind that are not in any sort of community usage, that are under private ownership.
How long do you have to say yes or no to Theory Morrow?
I already accepted the transfer.
It sounds like a decision's already been made.
One of the new responsibilities I find myself with. Look, there is a lot of money in that cart, and it can do these people good.
For
Your
how
idea
long?
is sound, though.
If we can set a good basis to help at least rise up some of the population, I think we'll be in a much better spot than we were in when the Shatterclaws were tormenting this area.
I do think your idea is sound. Getting at least temporary shelter for those who need it. Again, temporary. Until the city can start making its own money again. And then once it's making its own money again, use that to rebuild. I think that's smart.
My thoughts exactly. I am, of course, open to ideas if any of you have any further suggestions.
Ideas for the transaction's been made. What ideas would you be needing?
Like how to spend the
How
money.
to spend the funding, how to help the city. I saw what you all did yesterday with the bonfires and the food. I'm sure that'll help tremendously with convincing those out on the street to come to the shelters.
What if we talked to some of the landowners? See if they're willing to go down on a price.
They very well might be. I am entirely open to negotiating lower prices for those great halls.
And as far as the shelters, I can help remake them. As long as I'm here.
That would help with costs, absolutely.
I am,
If-
of course, free to help as well. I may not have the knowledge, but you have my strength, I guess.
I'm open to help wherever.
Excellent. If by the end of this we have remaining gold, I think the next step would likely be setting up some additional trade to get more materials into the city to further expand, building homes, using it for shipbuilding, hunting equipment, things of that nature. But I think for now we focus on just getting the city back to where it was.
Agreed. So, just tell us what you need from us,
Right.
and we're there.
Morgan, why don't you see what you can do about negotiating with some of those property owners for the Great Halls? Kragg, if I could get you to go down to the local blacksmith and begin work on getting some harpoons made for the whalers. Reyna, if you want to start getting an idea for exactly the state of different homes around the city, what they're in, what we need to do to get them back up and running as proper properties, as it were.
Do you wish to come with me, seeing as you are the steward? And
No, I trust your judgment. Besides, once I'm done counting out all of the gold here, I do believe I promised Lady Morrow another meeting regarding trade.
right. All right, we can do that.
All right. You know where to find me.
Go
Vidar.
team on 3, and
Vidar,
Yes.
steward. Be careful.
I know. The Morrow's reputation, it definitely precedes them, and I'm sure it well exceeds public knowledge as well.
It's not just the Morrows I'm worried about. I worry for you, steward. I've seen many good men get positions of power, and I've seen many good men become something else.
Well, that's why I have the friends I have. If I was to become a tyrant one day, I'm sure that they would not hesitate to give me a good kick in the dick.
I leave.
All right. To our mission. Let's go. We've got our assignments.
All right. You break. Can I have all of you
God.
make me whatever you feel is the most appropriate role for what you're doing?
Oh God. Let's get persuading some landlords. Why did you send me to do this?
It was your idea.
You were the one who suggested it. Yeah, it was your idea.
My D8 has rolled 8s and 1s tonight, and that is it.
Ooh.
That is a 14 for me.
All
I
right.
don't know what I should roll. Like, I can make an argument for common knowledge. I can make an argument for notice. I could even make one for survival. Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. They're all the same dice.
Okay.
Never mind. They're all the same dice. It does. Explosion! 11.
11. All right. I'll ask Morgan when he gets back. So, Reyna, you make your way around the city, taking in the sights, going to the different homes that Vidar has listed out on a map of the city streets. Making your way through, you kind of get a good idea of what homes will need to be demolished completely, which homes could get away with just like simple roof repairs, which ones could just get away with, replacing a couple doors, windows, things like that. All of which very valuable information that you kind of jot down, like all the conditions they're in, and
Cool.
et cetera, eventually taking it back to Vidar at the end of the day. Morgan, what did you get?
I got a 4.
A 4? Okay. Kragg, you make your way to the local blacksmith, Bundir, that you know their name by. Another dwarf in the area who helped in furthering their craftsmanship regarding blacksmithing. And you get underway with beginning to craft harpoons for the whalers. You end the day very covered in sweat and ready to continue your work. You know it's not just going to be a day's worth of effort. It'll probably be a couple at least. But you make good progress. You get plenty of harpoons at the door, and you can see the light towards the goal you're working towards. Morgan, of the 5 properties that you find, respectively, they're each asking all of them. One is asking for about 250. There's another that's asking for 300. Another that's also asking for 300, another asking for 500, and another asking for 650.
Jesus.
With the roll that you got, I will allow you to decrease the price of 2 of those by 100.
Can I visit one?
Which one?
The 650.
Okay. You make your way to the Great Hall that Vidar indicated on the map. Before you see this massive structure, which was probably once very intimidating, very glorious. Massive wooden beams extend from the ground as they form these angular shapes at the very top of the hut. The roof used to be covered in these wooden shingles that have now begun to fall off, blown off in the wind. Some bits of the roof have completely frozen over. Some of the doors at the front of the Great Hall themselves appear to be broken off the hinges almost. seemingly only being held in place by their latches. You find a home nearby of the property owner for the Great Hall, and you give a knock on the door. You see this older woman come out, probably in her 60s or so, graying hair, with a little bit of a limp in her step as she opens the door. Yes, how can I help you?
Hi, my name is Morgan. I was actually wondering, I have someone who wants to turn that beautiful property of yours into a homeless shelter, and I was wondering what you would do to part with her.
She looks up. Well, the Great Hall's been in the family for a while, I'm afraid, so I can't part with her cheap. And that's when she gives you the 650 number.
I'm wondering if... I'm not from around here, I'm sorry. I'm from the Hearth. It's very different.
Yes, I have a cousin out there.
Oh, it's very nice. I've done a lot of traveling recently, and I had a friend. We didn't leave on good terms, and I don't know when I'll see him again. I'm trying to be a better person, and I don't really know how to do that. And I thought helping other people might be a good step. And I don't know, I thought maybe you wanted to help people too.
Make me another persuasion roll.
Okay.
Morgan's just gonna look sad.
8. She kind of eyes you for a minute. You seem like a good lad. You said this is going to help the homeless?
Yes.
Gods know they need it.
Mm.
Very well. 450.
That's very generous. Can I get your name again, please?
Grelda.
I'll be right back, and I'll let them know.
She nods.
Thank you. Puppy dog eyes.
I was gonna say Morgan's just gonna be sad and pathetic at her until name.
Do I still have the option of lowering the price of 2 other properties?
Um,
One other property.
yeah, you can lower one other property.
Then I'll lower the 250. I'll make it dirt cheap. Maybe I'll go threaten some people. I don't know. But that's the total I have right.
All right. All right. Each of you complete your tasks, eventually returning to Vidar with your reports for the day and what you've accomplished, what you've seen. The appropriate funding is distributed for all of the associated tasks. And it's a good day's work.
I do want to let Vidar know that it's important that we plaster that bitch's name on the hall.
All right. Vidar is fully accepting of the idea, even going as far as to including her name as part of the building's name itself.
Hell yeah. Good idea.
But unless there's anything else specific you want to do, this begins our downtime.
Okay.
You'll spend the next week and a half or so, 2 weeks, assisting in the tasks that you've committed to for rebuilding the city, helping the populace. if there's anything additional that you'd like to do regarding like the downtime rules in the book, or if there's any other specific tasks that you'd like to accomplish.
Where did it go?
I want to help rebuild as many homes as humanly possible.
Yeah. I want to
Same.
do that, like, and then, yeah, I definitely want to help build houses. And then as far as, like, the downtime rules, I guess the main thing is just center.
Okay.
So going on maybe a hunt by myself or with Einar, and, like, taking some time, like, out of my day to make sure that I pray to my dad, and also, Arnora. I was like, oh god, what was his mom's name? Arnora. So that's just, yeah, that's like, I want to help rebuild the houses, but like, when I'm not doing that, I just want to make sure I'm taking time out of my day to center.
Okay. Fully centering does grant you a conviction, which is a separate
Cool.
token, rules of which are somewhere in the book. I don't remember what page. It's basically inspiration.
I was like,
for
cool,
D&D,
what does
but
that mean?
it's Savage World's equivalent of inspiration, essentially.
I'll take it.
Oh.
You spend your time out on a very wonderful hunt with Einar, kind of just recentering, just talking about the events of the last couple weeks. I see you, Julian. Wink,
Checking
wink.
in how he's feeling about potentially being Jarl.
Mhm. He kind of seems nervous during your hunt.
Yeah.
You kind of stop one of the nights, and he just seems like there's something heavy weighing on him, and eventually he admits, just, Reyna, I don't know if I'm up to this. I mean, Jarl?
I know being in the spotlight, being in charge wasn't really your thing. Wasn't what you want, wasn't anything that you wanted. That was, well, I mean, I guess I always just assumed that would be my place once my father died, and but that doesn't mean I don't think you would be good at it. I really think you would. And of course, you would have Vidar, well, once I help the rest of the group, you would have me. And as much as I would like to throw my hat into the ring, I think we both know how that would go.
First, you're perfect. But second, what if they don't accept me as Jarl? I mean, I'm a backwater shifter. I don't have connections to nobles, to gods, to the other Jarls. I mean...
Yes, but you and Vidar were working in Frostwind, were you not? Mercenary work, helping protect. The people saw that. Also, I made sure you were out there handing out food and coats to everybody. The people saw you. The people know that you have their back. That you look out for them.
I don't know, Reyna. I mean, every other Jarl in the Northern Holds is all a demigod of some kind. Their parents are one of the great halls. I mean, what if I'm not good enough?
First off, shut up. You're just as good as any stupid demigod. And maybe it's time. Maybe it's time for regular people to step up.
You're probably right. I'm probably just getting in my head too much.
You are. And I'm just gonna kind of like take my hands and put them on either side of his face, like, it's going to be okay. You'll have good people. Yes, you might be the Jarl, but that doesn't mean you're doing everything by yourself. In fact, good leaders don't do everything by themselves. They delegate. They rely on those around them.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing all my friends are smarter than I am, huh?
Oh, I hope you mean Vidar.
You gotta give yourself some credit, Reyna.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just everything that happened with Vigo, I felt I was an idiot for all of that. And then what happened with that? I was gone, dead for 7 years?
Reyna, look. And he kind of like puts his hand on your shoulder. If you're right, it means you're good enough for a Jarl.
Now that does sound very tough. You may have a point. See, you occasionally have good ideas.
They're few and far between. You know what I think's a good idea right now, though? Kissing you.
I don't know. I guess that sounds like a pretty good idea. I guess.
Hey, leans in for
And
a big
I
ol'
yeah.
kiss, yeah.
Hell yeah!
Kragg, Morgan? Anything additional besides just helping the rebuilding efforts?
I also kiss my wife.
Your wife isn't there. At least that we know of.
Yeah,
I got nothing.
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
I did kind of want to find them at some point.
Mhm.
Just like one night when we're in a tavern or whatever. I did something a couple weeks back. And I didn't think anything of it at first. But I'm starting to think I don't fit in here. I was thinking of going home.
What do you mean?
I've had a hard time connecting with people. With Brynja, specifically. I don't think she likes me very much. And the last time I saw Reese, he really didn't like me. And I'm just wondering if maybe I should just go home. I don't want to cause anything. I don't want to... I don't know.
I can't speak for what happened between you and Reese. I wasn't there. But it seems to me that Brynja at least is going through a lot right now. So I don't think she particularly likes anybody right now.
Yeah. I think of her brother. She does not like him a lot right now, but she would do anything for the motherfucker to keep him alive. I feel like that's just kind of how she feels about you, right? She's scared because she wasn't aware of how powerful you actually were.
I don't think I'm that powerful.
Were you not there during the fight with did you not see any of that?
It's not mine,
You don't give
but
yourself
thank
enough
you.
credit.
Yeah, I think you're selling yourself a little short here.
I think Reese thinks I'm kind of a monster. I'm used to being misunderstood by people, but I've developed coping skills. I don't know. I'm not used to it from my friends. When Kilgrove was in prison, I just wanted to save someone. I just wanted to save a life. And so to do that, I used magic to get him to tell me things. And I was a little short with Reese when he tried to stop me. It didn't end well. Am I
Okay, but
overthinking things?
you got the information out of him, yes?
Yeah.
Works for me.
I think whatever that guy did, he had it coming.
Oh yeah, no. Let's not sit here and pretend Kilgrove was a prince among men here. He was not a good man.
Well, Reese told me I should have killed him.
That wouldn't have gotten you anything.
I didn't think so.
He can't give you information if he's dead.
I think I'm just finding out that maybe mercy can be a kind of cruelty. And I've never seen myself as a cruel person. But I also want to be a merciful one. And I don't know if I don't know. Thanks for listening either way.
Of course.
Kragg would just put his hand on his back, and he's like, "I know you're well-meaning, buddy.
Thank you.
Glad you're still here with us."
Me too. Can I get a glass of milk?
Right away, sweetheart, you hear Astrid from behind the bar.
Oh.
That's all I wanted to happen.
Amazing.
All right. So, over the course of this downtime, two of you have restless nights. The first is Reyna. Not
course
long
it is.
after you get back from your centering, you're awoken in the middle of the night to an immense pain in your arm,
No!
coming from where the name is. You see
God
that the
damn
wound
it.
has reopened and blood is covering your entire forearm.
Fun.
A reminder.
Love that. Yeah, okay.
Morgan,
Working on it.
Yes.
the night after your conversation with Kragg and Reyna, you go to sleep. Your dreams are not calm, however. you find yourself awaking on the top of the tallest mountain you can imagine. All around you is the night sky, the stars blazing above like pinpricks of light. It takes you a second as you look around, but you immediately see 3 in front of you that stand out, all in a triangular formation. You recall having a vision like this a couple weeks ago on your journey. The stars sit in place as what was familiar last time. The sky begins to rotate, and it rotates faster and faster and faster as the stars turn from pinpricks of light to lines streaking through the air. It doesn't take long before the light is almost blinding as whiteness fills your vision, and eventually sights begin to fill your mind. The Malhelvaga lies open before you, the pages beginning to turn on their own, faster and faster before the book slams closed. You see visions of the strange assassin in black. Shadows dance around you as obelisks of black stone, reeking of death, erupt from the earth. You're suddenly standing on the edge of an endless pit in the middle of the woods. You feel a pull, and as you lean forward, you fall into the blackness below. In the darkness, you find that you're no longer falling. You hear a hammer striking an anvil in the distance, screams ringing out with each metallic clang. A crescent moon illuminates the darkness above, its soft light slowly beginning to fill the space around you as it turns red and morphs into this large gemstone. Cavern walls begin to materialize around the gemstone as it begins to bleed from where it's inset in the wall. You hear something large shift in the darkness behind you, but as you turn, you find yourself again in total darkness. The sounds of battle begin to ring in your ears as you see a set of golden angelic wings illuminate your vision. They slowly begin to turn black, losing their feathers as if they were rotting away. Eventually, the golden light fading entirely, leaving you in darkness once again. A silence descends. Eeriness. What do you do?
Hello? Is someone trying to talk to me?
You hear a
Hello?
scream.
What's your name?
You take a step, and you feel sloshing at your feet. You look down, and you see a featureless corpse. A golden pool of blood surrounding it. You hear more screams of anguish, and as you turn, one by one, you begin to see the corpses of your friends. Strung up, their dead eyes all fixed on you. You awake in a cold sweat in your room at the tavern.
I open the Mahalvaga.
You've seen no change since the last time you looked at it.
How much time is left before they get back?
I'd say at this point you've probably got about 5 or 6 days.
There's nothing I can do. I await their return.
Okay. What else happens?
Well, given my lovely rude awakening, I think I'm at least gonna start asking around if there's anybody named, was it Yorun?
Yorun. Go ahead and make me a persuasion roll.
Explosion. Okay. Wait, -2, so 6.
Okay. It takes you some time, but eventually you are able to get out a little bit of information from the surrounding town folk. It would seem that Yorun is a foreman at the nearby Stone Shatter Mine, which is just east and a little south of here, kind of on the north side of the lake that the Morrow's Manor sits on.
Okay.
You don't get too much, but you do get the general vibe that she is generally not liked. She is a cruel boss.
Okay.
And there's been a non-zero amount of deaths under her watch.
Oh, we love that. Okay. Okay. I'm not exactly gonna go hunting out that day. I will at least probably spend like at least one more like night there just to kind of like, hey, is this the bitch you want dead? Like, I want to make sure I'm going after the right person here. I don't want to kill anybody that don't deserve it.
You get a feeling of confirmation.
Bet. How far away is this place that she supposedly resides at?
It's about a day's worth of travel from here.
Fantastic. So then I will go to my comrades here, and I will let them know. Okay, so Haria is getting a little impatient. And like you see, Reyna has like a fresh bandage on her arm. Like that's all wrapped up. Is she's getting a tiny bit impatient. For me to get my next mark. However, I believe I found her. She's about a day away. I am totally cool going myself, but I wanted to see if anybody else wanted to take a break. You do not have to be there for when I do what I'm supposed to do, but I don't know if you just wanted to step away for a bit, or if you are all content to wait for our friends.
You know I can't leave you without backup, at least.
I'm always I'm always glad to have backup.
I'll go.
You sure? Okay. Just because the last time you did not seem very happy with me. So I don't want to put you in that position again.
I'll go.
Okay. Then yeah, I will let Einar and Vidar know that we'll be gone for just a couple of days, because I have some things to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Einar knows I probably woke him up because I
yeah.
was screaming in pain.
Oh yeah. They both bid you to stay safe. Einar leaving you with a kiss on your goodbye.
I just got it back and I have to keep leaving. God damn it. I hate this stupid. Anyway, continue.
You continue out of the city and off towards the Stone Shatter Mine. It doesn't take you too long before you eventually reach the foot of the foothills, the base of the foothills, sorry, where the Stone Shatter Mine is itself. Kind of spread out around where the mine is inset into the mountain. You see various tents that have been set up, some sort of like camp where all the miners kind of reside. a cabin made of rotting driftwood, kind of off to one side, which has a small flame illuminated in it. Miners occasionally rambling about and just shuffling here and there. Some of them with a morning pot of coffee, others with like a really small, measly bowl of soup. All of them are just covered in soot and dust and dirt. A lot of them look very famished, very tired.
Okay. Is the excuse me. So I guess I'll kind of like. I guess I want a little bit more information of like. Not necessarily who you are. Like I think I've gotten the general vibe check. But just like where Yorun is, who is like kind of considered like maybe the second in command, or maybe who is considered the one who like speaks for the miners, like when they have like issues or whatever, who is kind of like their go-to and is like the main complainer to Yorun.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't take you too terribly long kind of poking around before you find an older gentleman who's probably too old to still be working this industry. Set up outside one of the tents serving stew to other miners. He seems to be a figure that a lot of them look up to, someone that inspires them. Whether or not that he is like Yorun's right-hand man, he is definitely one of the, in the miners' visions, one of the people that is the Rock.
The Rock. Do I have a name for this gentleman?
You do, yes. 1 second. It is Folk. Folke.
Well, okay. I will walk up to him. Hold, please. Wah. Hood up. Ah, not that. Walk up to him, hood totally just like up. And I will kind of approach him. Pardon me, sir, are you the one they call Folk?
That's me. Who's asking?
You may call me Reyna. I am told you are somebody the miners look up to here.
They shouldn't, but I get that a lot.
What makes you say that?
I think I'm pretty terrible at portioning this soup.
Do you still work here in the mine? If you...
You know, the others, and he kind of nods to someone that passes. And they try to keep me out of the mines the best they can, but sometimes, you know, a man just goes down and they need someone to backfill, so.
Right. But, if you were, say, to become the foreman of the mine, would you have to still work? Like, in the mines, I mean. Or would you
Oh, I
mostly
certainly
be
wouldn't
an overseer?
be toiling with a pickaxe, if that's what you're asking.
Is that something you have ever thought about?
Sure, on occasion, but, I mean... Yorun here runs the place in tip-top shape and meets all deliverables, he says, kind of like looking down at the stew.
So I hear. Well, that day might be coming sooner than you think.
He kind of like looks up and kind of squints his eyes. You with the Jarl?
Let us just say that the complaints of the miners, perhaps prayers for justice or freedom from her rule, have been heard.
Thank the gods. I've been sending letters to the steward for months now. I swear there's something going on down there. Miners go missing without anyone knowing about it. Dead bodies wind up. We found dried blood, candles that have burned out, strange runes. I mean, it's strange.
Yeah, well, Frostwind, just recently itself has gotten out of, well, they're still getting out of tough time. But should you continue to send letters to the steward, the new steward, they should be answered.
Well, that's good to hear.
You should know that the Jarl was killed. We are looking
I'd
to
heard
replace
that
him.
must at least. It's
There's-
tragic.
We have a candidate. Or they have a candidate, I should say. But there's a lot to do before he can.
Anyone who sends someone to help folks like us has my support.
It partly comes from him and partly from another interested party. Let's call it that.
Don't matter to me.
Where could I maybe find Jorun at this time of day?
She just went down to the mine about an hour ago.
Thank you.
You know, it's...
I'm gonna go find her.
You head down into the mine. It doesn't take too long before you hear the calls of shouts off one of the branches in the mines, and you turn down that way, and you see a couple miners laboring with their pickaxes along one of the walls, rich with various gemstones and coal. Behind them, you see this very large woman. She's got very pronounced cheekbones, very broad shoulders, fangs that almost seem to jut out from underneath her lips. Definitely a shifter.
Great. Awesome. Love
Also, you get the sense that this is probably Jorun.
Cool. Awesome. And so she's just like yelling at a couple of miners.
Yes.
Pardon me, I am searching for Jorun.
She turns. And who the hell's asking?
Someone who has business to talk about with you.
What kind of business?
It is time. May we speak privately? I do not wish to do this in front of your employees.
Would you prefer this to be a persuasion or an intimidation roll?
I'll do persuasion because the dice is higher even with my -2.
Okay.
Oh, let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. That's an 11.
11.
Wait, no. 9.
9.
Sorry, 9.
She kind of looks at you and then looks down to the miners, back at you, and she turns. Remember what I said. Ensure you're meeting your quota, you're going to get sent down 2 levels. And she turns and motions up further into the mine.
Let's fucking go.
Eventually, you come across a small opening in the mine where a lot of the miners haven't been working. Seems to have been completely mined dry in this area. She kind of stops and turns and looks at you. What kind of business are we talking about?
I have a message from the Valkyries.
She narrows her eyes. The fucking Valkyries.
Your actions have been judged, and it is time you pay for your crimes. I'm gonna pull out my spear.
You see her grit her teeth. And who the fuck are you to judge? And you see on each hand a set of claws rip free as they extend forward, and her form shifts and changes. You see more hair begin to grow along her shoulders and her face as ursine features begin to come forward.
Fuck. I'm gonna start to unwrap the bandage on my arm so she can see that her name is engraved. An arm of Heria's will. And I'm gonna attack her.
All right. Combat time.
Combat time! Let's fucking go! Let's see if I remember how to do this.
Go get him!
Fighting, right? Yeah, fighting. Because I got my spear.
Is Reyna the only one actually participating in the combat order?
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was
Holy
allowed
shit.
to, frankly.
Holy shit!
I will
Like,
cast a quick
Serena's-
protection on her,
Okay.
so you get 2 points of armor as well.
I will
Hell yeah.
enchant her. Actually,
So wait, do I get to add 2 to my toughness then? Or wait, I forget how this works.
It says with a raise, the bonus is applied to toughness instead.
Okay, so I just get more armor.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
All right. Morgan, were you gonna do anything?
yeah, I am. I am going to cast Environmental Protection on Reyna.
I like it. All right. What are you giving?
I will choose the element of Earth.
Sounds good.
Nice.
All right.
We're not actively helping you kill this person. We're just making sure
That's
you
fine.
don't get
You
harmed.
Make sure I don't die.
I lied. I'm
That's
not
fine.
giving Earth.
That's fine.
Okay.
I'm doing fire.
Fire. All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Reyna, you have the high card, so you go first.
Sweet. I don't suppose a 29 hits.
That'll definitely beat her parry.
What the fuck?
I have a D12 for fighting, and it exploded twice. And then I rolled a 5. So, God, I hope so.
That'll definitely beat her parry. Let's see what you roll for damage.
Oh, with my free action, I wish to enter my Celestial Fury.
Yes.
Hold on, what else does
Relatable.
that give me? Hold on.
A radiant aura surrounds Reyna as golden light begins to seep out of her eyes, nose, mouth, and from the wounds on her arm.
Hold on, hold on. You know what, it's fine. I have bonus damage, and that's all I need to know at this exact moment. So, strength, plus a d6, plus 1. What is my strength? Is a d8. Plus a d6. Plus a Jesus fucking Christ. I can do math. 11.
11? 11
Yeah.
will beat her toughness.
Wow!
It's just barely not a raise though, so she'll only be shaken.
Damn. Okay, that's fine. Does armor piercing do anything? Because I have a +1.
It does not.
Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering.
Oh, no, it does. That is a raise.
Hey, let's fucking go.
All Alright, so it'll be shaken and a wound.
Bitchin'.
Alright. For her turn. She rushes forward, letting out this primal roar of a bear. And as she charges, she's going to make 2 swipes against you.
Okay. Okay, that's fine.
Oh, that's tough. I don't suppose a 5 beats your parry.
It does not.
Alright. Oh, explosion.
Ah, fuck.
That multi-action bonus is going to kick her ass. It's a 6.
No.
Oh. She swipes forward and you dodge both strikes as the claws narrowly miss you. Your turn again.
Yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna do another attack.
Alright.
Do another smacky smack. I'm gonna use a Benny, because that was shit.
Okay.
What did I put? Oh, I think I have over here. Okay, I'll deal with that in a second. That's a lot. Hold up. 10.
10? 10 will beat parry.
Let's fucking go. Right? D6 plus 1 plus an armor piercing. 6.
A 6 will not beat.
Damn. That's fine. Wait, my parry is yeah, no, it's fine.
Alright.
Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not.
At some point, can I cast a different spell?
Let me see. I will add you to the combat order on this next turn.
Oh no! I'm sorry, Reyna.
So before we get to the next turn, Yorun will have another turn. Gonna make 2 more swipes.
Fuck.
Explosion. There we go. That will be a 8 against your parry.
Just misses.
Ooh,
Because I'm using
that's
2
tough.
hands for my spear, so my parry's +1. Normally, I'd meet it.
Second
but-
strike. Hey, another explosion.
Oh,
Ooh,
fuck.
explosion again.
Ah, fuck. This one got hurt.
Okay, so that is 11. What is your parry?
My parry or my toughness?
Your parry.
Parry is 8.
Parry's
Or
8?
9. 9. 9.
9? Okay, so it's a hit, but it's not a raise. Okay, so that will be that die and that die.
Apparently. 2 hands.
Okay, so that would be a 11 against your toughness.
Oof, it's only a 7.
It's a 7? Okay, so that's shaken and a wound.
Okay. And what does shaken mean again?
So shaken is basically at the start of your turn, you have to make a vigor roll.
Right,
Or
right,
you can
right,
spend
right.
a Benny to immediately clear it. Otherwise, the only thing you can do is move.
Okay. But wait, then didn't she have to make a vigor roll?
She
then?
made it. I forgot to mention it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I did roll for
I was
it,
like,
and she
because
made
she
it.
was shaken.
She is
Alright.
quite vigorous.
Great. Okay. So is it my turn again?
Yep.
Alright. Vigor roll. Bye-bye. Explosion. 7. For my vigor roll.
7? That is a success, so you're not shaken.
Let's go! Yeah, no, that is unacceptable. So here's what we're gonna do instead. We are gonna cast bolt at her. I'm just gonna fling a hunk of ice at her.
Alright.
What do I do? Hold on. I don't remember how anything works. Bolt has no power points because of Warlock.
Mm-hmm.
It says duration is just instant. So I think I just make a... Like, to hit her, I think I just make a spell casting
Yes.
roll.
And Morgan,
Okay.
you're right after Reyna in this round of initiative.
Score.
Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! $16.
16 definitely hits and a raise.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll your damage with an additional die.
Let's go! Wait, 2d6 damage, 3d6 raise, let's fucking go. $15.
15. Damn. So that'll be. Math. Okay, shaken and one additional wound. So she's at 2 wounds.
Let's go!
Alright.
Alright, Morgan.
Morgan.
I would like to begin incanting Globe of Thorns.
Okay.
And I'm also going to spend an extra power point to invoke Shroud in order to make Reyna more difficult to hit.
Okay.
So any attacks made against Reyna are made... Oh, it says a separate thing with a raise. I forgot. Do I have to roll for this right now?
Yes.
Spellcasting?
Yes.
It is an 8.
An 8. That is success and a raise.
So all attacks made against Reyna are made so at -5.
Oh.
Let's go!
Oh, that's tough.
And any damage she receives is also done -5.
All right.
Damn!
That is real tough.
So I'm just gonna sit in the corner, take out a book, read through this for a minute.
All right. You see Yorun begin to get more panicked. As she does so, a wild frenzy springs up in her eyes. She's going to make
fuck.
2 attacks again. Both are going to be frenzied attacks. So she'll get a +2 on her attacks, but that means on your turn you get +2 against her.
Let's go.
Oh, that's tough. 2 wounds. -2, -5, +2. So just a -5 overall. Nope, multi-action because of 2 attacks, so -7. Oh, God. Oh. Ugh. I don't imagine a -5 hits.
No. Oddly enough, it doesn't.
She needed explosions, and she did not get them.
Cool.
All right, your turn, Reyna.
All right. Yeah, it's time to end this bit. So I'm gonna turn it up a notch. I'm gonna cast Burst, but I'm gonna spend the 2 extra power points to just make it do more damage if I hit.
Okay.
So we're gonna really hope I hit. Yeah, I'm sending him a second money because that was shit. It was awful. God awful. That's a lot better. I can do math. 10?
A 10 will hit. And that is,
No.
it's a burst, so it's just spell casting. So that is a raise
Yeah.
also.
Oh wait. No, it doesn't matter. If it hit,
Yeah.
I forgot the +2, but if it
I would
hit,
say
it's fine. It doesn't
since
matter.
bolt targets, it has to beat their parry, but burst doesn't
Yeah,
target.
no, you're
It's just
good.
AoE, so it's just beating a normal spellcasting DC.
So that's going to be a total of 13 points. And this time I want it to be blue fire, just kind of coming out from my hands.
It's been a while since we had this. But how would you like to continue your legend, Reyna?
Let's go. So I see her like kind of weak, like panting, whatever. So I'm just gonna kind of like walk up towards her, and I'm just kind of put my hands out, and I'll just look at her and I say, "Consider your debt paid," and I will cast Burst and just engulf her in blue fire.
The fight is not a long one. It starts as you run forward, driving your spear through her shoulder. She roars in pain as she makes 2 desperate swipes against you. Neither of them find purchase. You immediately spin around, dodging out of range, firing a bolt that slams into her chest. She lets out another cry of pain before charging at you and getting a good scrape across your cheek, cutting deep. Following that, you push back and you strike again, this time almost fatally wounding her as she gets desperate, weakened, panicked. She makes more strikes, but none of them find their purchase, and finally, you decide to end it. And you walk forward, put your hand up to her, and let the fire fly. When you're done, there's nothing but a charred corpse on its knees that crumbles away into dust. The wound on your arm you feel begin to reseal. Not a pleasant feeling, but eventually fading away entirely. Your debt for this one has been paid.
Kind of shake my arm once it's done. That is still not a good feeling. And now you look at Reyna's arm, and what was like once this just like bloody mess that had name carved into it, totally healed. Nothing there.
Can I open the Mahavaga?
Yes. You
See if
can
there's any
indeed.
changes in the presence of death.
There is, actually.
Oh shit.
Give me one moment.
Sorry you all had to see that. It is the price of my powers. Thank you for accompanying me all the same.
You see on the other side of the cavern that you're in, a small scratching along the wall. Something just barely hidden behind one of the timbers. A rune of some sort.
Who? All of us?
Yes, all of you.
Oh shit.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Magic Boy do his thing because I'm not good at that shit.
Occult or
Investigate.
faith, please.
Or
Oh!
If you
Can
want
I
to, Kragg
try
as well.
also?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Benny.
I have neither of those skills. So,
Can I spend another Benny
If you would like to.
for rolling the same fucking thing twice in a row on 2 dice?
Got 7.
I'm spending my last Benny.
oh my god! All bennies on one go.
Okay. Wait. 14?
There you go. All right.
There you go.
Kragg
It
and...
means Kung Pao chicken.
Both Kragg and Morgan, you recognize this symbol, whether it's through your faith or study of the occult. You see a crudely scratched fist crushing a bone carved behind one of these timbers supporting the roof of the cavern. A symbol that is often associated with Vigmir, the god of tyranny. Seems as if Folk was not incorrect in his ramblings.
What? What do you see? Well, thanks for telling me, you guys.
Well, I thought you was gonna say something. I'll just point at it and be like,
I'm.
I'm not sure if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Do I recognize it or not?
Um,
Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm knowledgeable on very specific gods, but
Yeah.
not the pantheon as a whole. Okay. I take it. What does the symbol mean?
That right there, the god of tyranny.
Oh, well, I suppose that explains a lot. Well, unless you want to do some poking around, do we want to head back?
I'm already poking around.
Never mind. Fuck what I said.
Things are being poked.
Morgan,
I don't like the phrasing of that.
your
I know.
search turns up nothing additionally fruitful. You find pretty much what Folk described: candles that have been burnt out, spots of dried blood, additional symbols depicting iconography associated to Vignir, but nothing that is useful, I guess.
Okay.
Well, I mean, could any of these, like, I don't know, affect the next foreman? Is there something we can do to cancel it out or negate it or do they have to be charged with magic?
Odin, as Morgan understands the current situation, this person had basically been a servant of Vignir, and the Valkyrie did not like that.
More or less, to your understanding.
It's not... There's nothing to defend from.
Oh. Okay.
Things are just getting complicated.
How so?
I'm not in touch with a lot of people, but we uniquely have at least been in proximity to members of the Flarkier multiple times over the past few months. It just makes me uneasy.
Fair enough. And let's get out of here, yes?
Yes.
Before we like actually start heading back to Frostwind, I want to make sure I find Folk. And literally all I want to tell him, like, as like if he's still like serving soup or whatever, I just want to kind of like pat him on the back and be like, take good care of your people.
And he nods. Will do.
And we gonna go. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
You leave
You guys want anything on the
before
way home?
you leave before any attention is drawn to the death of the now previous foreman, Yorun.
Wait, wasn't... This is just in proximity to the Morrows.
Yes, yes.
This
Yeah.
wasn't
just
a
near their
Morrow
property.
operation.
It is not a Morrow
No.
operation.
Oh, okay, cool.
No.
Like, what are we playing with right now?
No, this is
No.
this is a hold funded operation. So it is now technically under Vidar's purview for funding and ensuring that they receive all the gold they need to continue to mine.
There
Our
you go.
sphere of influence grows. We will consume it all.
Look, man, I just want to go on the fucking Centennial raid. That's all I want, man. I just need my man to be confirmed as the Jarl, so I can go on the Centennial raid and I can say that I'm fucking the Jarl. All right, that's all I want. All I want.
What else does a girl need in life?
Right.
Yeah. You make your way back to Frostwind. You eventually arrive and settle down in the tavern, sharing each of your own respective drinks for the night. As you sit there, just mulling over the events of the last few days, a figure you hadn't noticed previously, in fairly
Bitch.
commoner clothing, makes the way over to the table. As they sit down, they pull their hood back, and you see, I don't remember who all exactly was there, but I know Morgan for sure. But you see a figure that you recognize. Shortcut, black hair, and a militaristic fashion. One deep blue oceanic eye, and another purple one. Scars along one side of the face, as the same side as the purple eye. Almost a spitting image of Bo and Bryn, the other Morrow servant. This is the one Morgan that you encountered in Wintercrest. He makes his way over and takes a seat down at your table. I never got to properly introduce myself. Seems we keep running into each other. He extends his hand
Hi.
forward. Barley.
I know we've met, but Morgan. It's okay, guys. You can say hi too.
Kragg.
Reyna.
Pleasure to meet all of you.
What brings you to Frostwind?
I have a habit of wondering. I was in the area and I saw everything you were doing for the city. I felt like I at least owed you my name.
I want to roll bullshit.
Okay.
Honestly, same. Sus.
Okay.
What is bullshit in this game again?
I think bullshit is technically notice.
I'll take it.
Fuck. Well, I'm out of Benny's.
It's not great. That's only a 4.
Oh, it's a 4, but it's on a D4.
Hey, there you go.
There you go.
6.
A 6. You get a measure of hesitancy in the way that he said that. You can't quite place where it comes from, whether it's just he's talking to strangers vibe.
Is he lying or is he just not a people person?
He's definitely not a people person, but he's also probably not telling the entire truth. He's not directly lying.
Nice to officially meet you, Barley.
And you as well, Morgan, Reyna, Kragg.
How long are you here for?
Not much longer. Probably leave in the morning, if I'm honest.
I'm a dumbass. He probably tried with theory. Shit, I don't know what to say to this guy.
Fucking no.
Hold on. I'm just like,
I-
yeah, this is the sketchy motherfucker. I know him.
You did see that from your question, Julian, I did update the Mahavega.
Oh, thank you.
Not entirely applicable here, just a heads up.
Wait, Barley, the god of
Surprise!
Surprise!
Oh fuck! There is no season 2. We fight in the BBEG right now. Ah! Without our tanks, too.
Our talkers are Kragg. Be entertaining. I need to know more about this man, but I'm not persuasive.
So you can tell that he's not like social at
Yeah.
all either.
Just hold on, because like I'm trying to remember. I know who Bo is,
Yes.
but I don't think I know like who this guy is. I don't
Yeah.
think we've met.
Yeah, I don't remember all who was in the tavern at Wintercrest
Yeah.
when Barley originally came in. It was a very short
Wintercrest.
interaction where he
It
basically
was.
just said thanks for looking out for the kid
Yeah.
and left.
He seems like he's not completely evil. He's just sketchy. Like, to me, he's sketchy. Just because of the people he works in and around. You know what? I'm gonna ask him if he's heard anything about our other friends, Brenya and Reese.
Oh, was that their names?
Well, one of them technically probably it isn't, but also it is.
That's a very
It's
long,
com-
very
it's
complicated story.
complicated.
Even though we don't really have the entire story, it doesn't matter.
It's fine. I get it. No, I have no idea.
With a shot.
Anyways,
Where are you
I
headed
just,
to after this, Barley?
I really don't know. Might catch a boat out of here. Maybe head over to Westwatch. If not there, then just south. Who knows?
Be careful out there. I feel like something's coming.
It's not ominous at all.
I don't know what that means.
Sorry, this is a lot more awkward than I thought it was going to be.
You should meet us when our talkers are here. We're not. I grew up in the woods. She's been dead for 7 years. He's busy being a hero.
That was
And
a
he's
lot
lying.
of information.
That was okay.
Dead for 7 years, huh?
She got better.
How long have you been sitting on that joke? Look me in the into my eyeballs. Look into the windows of my dark blackened soul, and tell me how long you have been sitting on that joke.
You know what's gonna piss you off? 5 seconds.
I don't believe you. I refuse to believe. Anyway. It is another long, another complicated story, but yes.
Seem like good people. Interesting backgrounds, but good people.
That's a first.
Thank you.
I mean, have you seen what you've done for this city?
We're trying.
Harder than most.
Bartender, can we get a glass of milk, please?
Sure thing, honey.
No, that's for you.
Oh, it's for you.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
What? No.
You look distressed. I don't.
It's
It's
fine.
just my face.
He's fine.
Have milk with
Oh,
us,
gosh.
bartender.
No, please. I'm lactose intolerant. I'm sorry.
Oh, do you have wheat milk? I think that's just beer.
Wheat milk.
Barley milk?
Kragg, that's offensive.
I got ale. You hear Astrid call from the back.
What's your favorite milk, Barley?
He
Water's
just said he's
fine.
lactose intolerant. Cannot drink it.
Yeah, water's
But
fine.
there's kinds of milk. Like there's like not tolerant milks.
I mean, they're kind of hard to get up here. A little bit easier down in the south, if I'm honest.
Would you like an ale, Barley?
Just a water. I'm good with water.
Sounds good. More for me.
I, for one, love our new best friend. Is there any chance we could hand wave that we had a wonderful time and we're best friends now?
Oh yeah. What? You don't want to keep playing this awkward social interaction out
No.
where none of you know how to interact with each other?
Because our meeting was so brief that one time, and the guy that was raised by wolves is the only person with a social connection to this man.
It's a very awkward hour or so. It's casual conversation. Barley asks after, like, just, who are you? Like, what have you done? Like, just getting a little bit more to know you a little bit more.
Can I make a persuasion or something to see if it gets a little less awkward over time?
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Wait, I have a D4, right? I don't know why I'm asking that question. I know the answer. Okay, D4 exploded. Take that. 7?
7. Over time, it gets a little bit less awkward for sure. Kind of warm up a little bit, kind of get into conversation a little bit more. And it's definitely not nearly as awkward. Still awkward, not as bad.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
Anyways, where are you off to after this?
Well, we don't know details, but we know we're taking part in the. Yeah, we know we're taking part in the Centennial Raid.
Well, we have things to do before that, but that is the plan. Yes.
Yeah, that's a ways away, but south sounds fun. A lot of cool sites down there. A lot of very well-developed cities. Definitely encourage you to visit Alron. Midgard is quite a place to visit.
We have a few stops along the way.
We do?
I haven't been, but I've heard that out in the green, the capital city there, they have a very wonderful strip of taverns that's, from what I've heard, excellent to take a night of drinking and tavern hopping at.
Tavern hopping?
I don't
That
know. I've never
sounds
done
fun.
it.
I don't understand.
You go from tavern to tavern and you get drunk, like completely.
I still want to figure that out.
Figured what out? Figured what out?
The drunk thing.
I mean, you say everything tastes like water.
I mean, it kind of does. It's just different flavors of water. Milk, heavy water. You know, it's like... I honestly don't really like milk. I really don't know why I order it so much. It just seems like a safe one. Maybe I'm lactose
Intolerant?
intolerant. Would I know? It's fine. I'll find out.
Anyways, if you're heading down south and you are stopping in Alran, definitely be sure to stop by the Morrow's Library. There's a lot of really good material there if you have an in with the Morrows. Vernick
what
is a
if we
lot more
don't?
pleasant than Theory also.
Okay. Thanks for the tip. I do like books.
Anyways, I should probably get going.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you as well. Good night.
Good night.
And
See
he
ya.
heads out front door.
Oh, we like him, by the way. I should have told you. Or at the
I
very
think
least,
this
he wasn't
was-
trying to kill me, so I'll take the win.
Yeah, we'll take that every time.
Is there anything else you'd like to accomplish?
Nope. Nope.
Get me out of this fucking.
I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Let's just I'm done.
This app.
Stellar, I love it. If that is all, and you're positive,
These 3 people were not made to talk to each other.
The 3 non-talkers left behind, and we're like,
all right. Morgan, I know you did mention to me there was that one downtime activity you wanted to do regarding the modifier to a power. I assume that you've done that.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, we wanted to also.
I was
Work
gonna
on a
say,
magic
I'm like, y'all talked about.
Mm-hmm. We wanted to work on those
Um,
bracers that we started in the beginning of the campaign. To, like, talk to each other.
Yes. I'd be lying if I said off the top of my head I knew the exact rules for creating magic items.
Oh, it's fine. I do. So we
Okay,
just
great.
make them for free in 30 seconds, and then they're ours.
Great, okay. All right.
Or we could figure that out like in the off time if that's preferred.
Yeah, we'll figure that out in the off time and like the progress you've made and what you have. But last call. Anything else?
Nope. Good.
Okay. Then final thing, Morgan. Shortly towards the end of this entire set of downtime, not long after you finish this incredibly awkward conversation, you check the Mahavega again, and there is another entry.
Oh no.
I'm trying to fucking find it. It got lost in my shared garbage. I'm looking for it. I'm sorry.
I will send you to it after this session.
Thank you.
But, regardless, the music slowly begins to come to a close. The bard's song ends as the magic fades and the coldness disappears. The bard gives a soft smile to his friend. Thank you. The woman in black nods as they spend some time staring out over the ruins in silence again. Eventually, she finally speaks up. Did I ever tell you that my mother always hated this place? The bard raises an eyebrow. And you, my friend? No. I hated being stuck here. But I didn't hate this place. What it stood for, at least. The people I met. You? Liking people? The grave tender rolls her eyes. Don't insult me, Lou. Oh, I would never, my lady. And the bard takes a deep bow. She smiles and returns a half bow. Get out of here, bard. You're late enough already. I don't think the ghosts here have a schedule to keep like you do. Was that an attempt at a joke, Lily? Maybe there's hope for you yet, my friend. She shoos him, and he gives her one last curtsy before turning and vanishing into the ruins beyond. The grave tender watches him go, eventually turning back to the view of the ruined city. If you can hear me, Lucian is right. We won't forget you. We will rebuild. It may not be the city, the buildings, the infrastructure, but we won't let what it stood for die. We won't let it be in vain. She gives the view another final look before eventually turning and heading in the opposite direction, disappearing into the cityscape.